In this video, we are going to talk mainly about the classification of Vedic astrology or Jyotish, and we'll also talk about some of the main classical books related to each of these branches. The English translations of most of these are readily available online, which are free to download. We have segmented this video into distinct chapters which you can access through the timeline or the video description. Please feel free to skip ahead to the relevant chapter if you are looking to learn about a particular branch. When we say branches, we do not mean these are independent, isolated branches of astrology. These are each integral part of Vedic astrology, and they are all interdependent with each other and are complementary to each other. Before we look into these in detail, let's first briefly see how Vedic astrology sits within the whole of the Vedic system. Vedic astrology has its root in the Ved, which are the source of all knowledge. There are 4 Ved in total. Their names are Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Atharva Ved, and Sam Ved. There are also 6 other limbs of the Ved, which are referred to as Vedanga. Only through the help of these Vedangas we can understand the Ved. There are a total of 6 Vedanga, and among them Jyotish, that is Vedic astrology, is the 6th limb. If Ved is personified as a person, Jyotish is the eyes. It enables us to not only look at the universe in terms of space and time, but also see what the Ved want us to see, the spiritual truth. Now, let's move back to our classification. Jyotish is broadly classified into 3 branches. These branches are called Skandas in Vedic terms. Let's look at the first Skanda, which is called Siddhanta. Siddhanta is also called Ganita, which literally means mathematics. As the name suggests, this Skanda is all about using mathematical formulas to determine things such as origin of the solar system and the universe, position, speed, and size of different planets and stars, rising of sun and moon, study of orbits of different planets, study of time and its cycles, calculation of lengths of yugas. Yugas are the great ages governing the human race. Just as there are seasons in a year and there are stages of life from childhood to youth and old age, there are also variations in the cosmic energy that nurtures the consciousness of humanity. These 4 yugas, namely Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga, are like seasons in the vast evolution of humanity. Siddhanta Skanda helps to track these yugas, their beginnings, their endings. We'll make a whole video dedicated to yugas in the near future. This mathematical branch of astrology also helps to study the occurrence of solar and lunar eclipses to determine their time of occurrence and their duration and visibility. Siddhanta is basically what we call astronomy now. This skanda is used in the preparation of something called the Panchanga. Panchangas are generally printed annually. It is the collection for mathematical tables and the almanac, which contain all the mathematical data that an astrologer would need. There are a total of 18 Siddhantas, out of which there are 5 Siddhantas, most popular namely Pitamaha Siddhanta, Vasishtha Siddhanta, Lomas Siddhanta, also known as Romak Siddhanta, Paulisa Siddhanta, Surya Siddhanta. Sadly, we have lost parts of these great books over time, and we don't have complete original versions of all of these books. One of the great 6th century Indian astrologer, called 𝗵𝗲 combined the knowledge in all these 5 Siddhantas in one treatise called 𝗵𝗲 Siddhantika. Of these 5 Siddhantas, perhaps the most popular today is the Surya Siddhanta. It is considered to be the oldest book on astronomy. The sun god first gave this knowledge to an asura called Mayasura, who was the father-in-law of Ravana himself. It unfolds the knowledge of the cosmos in the following 14 chapters. Now, let's move on to the second skanda of the Vedic astrology. The Samhita. Sometimes the term Samhita is used to refer to the whole subject of astrology in its entirety, and to refer to the second skanda only, the term Anga Vinishchaya is used. This branch is generally referred to as mundane astrology in English. This is related to astrology of worldly events. It predicts things like rains, weather, epidemics, harvests, floods, and planetary effects on other natural and collective issues of mankind. Perhaps the most popular book to study the Samhita is 𝗵𝗲 Brihat Samhita. This book is considered by most as 𝗵𝗲's magnum opus. It is encyclopedic in nature and covers a very wide range of subject matters. It has a total of 106 chapters. Some other books on Samhitas are 𝗵𝗵 Samhita, 𝗵𝗵 Samhita, 𝗳𝗏 Samhita, 𝗵𝗶 Samhita. Now, let's move on to the third skanda of Vedic astrology, the Hora Skanda. It is the most popular branch of astrology because it mainly deals with predictions about individuals. Among many other things, it mainly deals with the analysis of the birth chart of an individual person. Now, there are different systems for the predictions of individuals within Vedic astrology. The main system, that is, the most popular and most widely practiced, is called the Parasari system. Named after Maharshi Parasara, whose Brihat Parasara Hora Shastra is considered as the foundational text of Hindu astrology. Most Vedic astrologers follow this system. YouTube videos about Vedic astrology mostly all talk about this Parasari system. The second system is the 𝗵𝗍 system, named after the Maharshi 𝗵𝗍. 𝗵𝗍 picked up certain aspects of the Parasari system and further developed them and gave them a new orientation. In this sense, although the 𝗵𝗍 system of astrology marks a definite departure from Parasari, it is not completely different from it. There are 10 chapters in Brihat Parasara Hora Shastra where these systems are discussed. 𝗵𝗍 expanded on these in further detail in his 𝗵𝗍 Sutras. In fact, 𝗵𝗍 can't be learned without first learning the principles of Parasara. So, we can think of the 𝗵𝗍 system as supplementary to the Parasara system. One of the reasons that the 𝗵𝗍 system is not as popular as the Parasari system could be that 𝗵𝗍 presented his method in form of sutras, unlike Parasara, which are in the form of slokas. Sloka is presented in verse form, which can easily be memorized and understood, while the 𝗵𝗍 sutras are very hard. They are difficult to interpret and often have a variety of interpretations. Similarly, yet another system of predictions is called Nadi astrology. It is said that the rishis of India became so masterful at astrology that they began generating horoscopes of people who were not yet born and predicted the major events in their lives. They did horoscopes with thousands of birth charts. Only fragments of these horoscopes have survived and are handed over from generation to generation of families of Vedic Indian astrologers. The remains of these Nadi birth charts are found in Nadi Grantha, which is a compilation of already calculated horoscopes with predictions given by rishis. For making the prediction of any individual, first his chart is calculated and then a matching one is found in the Nadi Grantha, and based on the Grantha the predictions are done. There are other systems too, but we'll not go into them in this video today. Now, apart from these systems of doing prediction, this Skanda itself has further branches or areas. Perhaps the most common and most used aspect is the Jatak Shastra, which is called natal astrology. It mainly deals with predictions based on the study of horoscopes of individuals which are called Jatak or natives. Another major aspect of Hora Skanda is Muhurta Jyotish, which is called electional astrology in English, which is concerned with the selection of appropriate time to begin an activity such that it is most beneficial and yields maximum fruition. Similarly, Prashna Jyotish, which is referred to as horary astrology in the West, is used to answer specific questions based upon the time the petitioner asks the question. There are many other aspects to Hora Skanda which we'll talk about in the future videos where their necessity arises specifically. The main books related to Hora Skanda are Brihat Parasara Hora Shastra of 𝗵𝗲 Parasara himself, Brihat Jatakam of 𝗵𝗲 Saravali of Kalyana Burman, 𝗵𝗲 of 𝗵𝗲 and Jatak Parijat of Vaidyanath. These are the main branches of astrology in the tree of Vedic astrology. We hope you liked the video. Thank you for your precious time. Subscribe to us for more videos. We receive a lot of love and query from you in the comments and in the mail. We try to respond to all queries and comments that we receive. So please tell us what you think about these videos and let us know what topics we should make videos on.